Good morning, guys. Don't let the sunshine fool you. It may be beautiful now, but we have got absolutely hammered with storms the last couple days. And we're gonna try to tackle a little project that, started well over 24 years ago. So you guys have been watching the channel for a while will recognize this place. This is the road Dad and I started building up the front hill to what is now my house, well over 20, I guess almost 24 years ago. And it's been quite the adventure over the years on this road. The original road we got pushed in here, let's see, about 15, 16 years ago. And then kind of set. It actually used to come down the hill and then turn and go that way because the original entrance was supposed to be over here. We had a big flood over at camp. We had to get equipment down through here. Jerry actually come up and we got the road going around that way and actually got the road pretty much kind of roughed in, but never really got it finished. This road's got some sentimental value, but we do, excuse me, we do actually use it to get from our houses. I live there, my brother lives there, down to the lower part of the farm. We own about 500 acres down there in the bottom. So what we're gonna try to do today, it has absolutely rained us out everywhere else. It has been just an absolutely miserable week and a half with rain. I got the 210 and the 850, which are here close, which is kind of rare. And the goal, the next step on this road we've been wanting to do for years, is there's a whole bunch of loose fragmented rock right here in this bank. I think we can get the 210 down in here, get that busted up, throw it down on the road, and basically get a good layer of rock on this, work on some ditches, work on some drainage, and maybe we'll get this thing back in a little more user-friendly shape. So let's see what happens. All right, I brought the Smurf bucket up here with the rock teeth on it. I think it's probably gonna be our best bet for obviously digging in the rock. Just turn it around the right way here. The last time I dug on this was probably, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago. All I had at that time was the 120. We were getting through it back in the day, but I don't think a little more power is going to hurt anything this morning. What is not helping things this morning is all this mud. Oh, all right, let's go see what we got. So this bench right here, I purposely put in here several years ago just for this purpose. And you can kind of tell a little bit over here by this little divot out of the ground. We dug some material out of here, but never really got set up to where we were going full bore at it. So we're going to be a little bit careful this morning with all this mud. It's going to be a little bit slick, but hopefully we can get something. Let's find out. So the hope is get enough of this rock busted up. I don't know what you guys would actually call this. It's like a mix between sandstone and limestone. It breaks up fairly easy. Even those bigger chunks like that, a lot of times if you run the dozer over them, run the dozer over and end up breaking up into more like gravel. Get some really big ones. That one there, we may save it for a later project. What I'd like to do is get a second bench down there, and we can get down on that bench and go a little bit deeper, because I honestly think the better rocks down below it. Guys, I don't know how well it shows up on camera. Right here we started digging, there's a layer of some sandstone. It's about a foot thick, which is those bigger rocks. On top of that is all this fragmented limestone and a little bit of shale, which is what you guys are seeing right here. This is what we're after. It digs fairly decent, and it should make us a really nice road base, a road bed. Actually, in this scenario, it's going to be our actual road down through there. We can kind of get that shaped up. There's a lot of really nasty clay on this hillside, which would be great for building a lake or a pond, which is what we got up there. But it absolutely sucks for this road scenario. So hopefully we can get enough material out of this corner right here to do what we need to do to get this road put in, because otherwise, up there where the dozer's at, we got to take about six feet of that clay off to get down to it. But I think there's quite a bit here, especially down on this knoll, because it even goes down through here a little bit farther. So I think what I'm going to do is take the excavator, finish digging this ditch here off. Then I think we can get the dozer in here, shove this out. We might be able to rip that. So let's see what happens. guys watched my last video, you know how much of a struggle it was to build the first half of this road. Never all we had was the LP69U. It almost feels like I'm cheating. It almost feels surreal that I'm up here with this nice, new, comfortable, modern, powerful equipment. Almost ashamed it's taking me so long to get back to this project to try to get it finished, and I still don't know if we're going to get it finished, but hopefully we'll make some progress here. It's just a hard one to work on. This is going pretty good. I'm gonna finish digging out. That lower bench down there. That dozer, I know for a fact, is going to be absolutely worthless on this slimy clay. The sun's out. Hopefully it'll start drying out. But I'm hoping I got enough of this rock dug out here. Got a little bit of clay mixed in with it, but it's not bad. Still some pretty good material down in there. Hopefully I get enough of this rock worked out down through here. We can start getting some of this rock spread out. When we get that dozer, running on that rock, we might be able to rip. This stuff should rip pretty easy if we just get it set up to rip. Like I said, the original road down through there, or the road where Jerry's got it at now, is actually a nice little gentle slope. It drives really well down through there. It just needs some of this material on it here to kind of level it up, smooth it out, give it something to run on. And the big thing we need to do with this material is get the road pitched to the inside of the hill where we can get a good ditch down the inside. That's the biggest problem we got now, is the water's running right down the middle of the road. It just makes an absolute mess out of everything. Let me dig this last little corner out here, and we'll hop on the 850 and see what kind of damage we can do. Well, let's wake this beast up this morning and see if we can not go slip sliding off the hill. We did get the actual rippers reinstalled on the back there, so see what happens. I can already tell this material is going to be absolutely perfect for what we're trying to do. I'm going to try to work a little bit of this uphill. We got some water that's wanting to come around that corner at us. I just want to kind of head that water off so as we start to try to finish this road out, we're not fighting that water bleeding down the hill up there. There's an actual ditch right there along the edge of that hill. Now water's jumped out of it in two or three different places. We need to get that addressed, but we'll get her. All right, guys, this is going really well. That material, once it dries out and gets a little bit of rain on it, I know it looks muddy now, but it's just that clay mixed in with it. That clay ends up holding those rocks. The rain will wash them rocks off. It'll look just like a rock road when it's all done. And we're able to utilize the material we got here on site, which is great. I'm gonna try to take the dozer and clean this bench off right here and see if I can rip it versus digging it. We'll see how it goes. The rock quality all the way out there on the end is not near as good as what's like sitting underneath the 210 right there, but Well, we were able to get some of it ripped. I think the combination of the ripper on the dozer and then running it over it with the bulldozer actually breaks it up a little bit better than digging it out of the ground with the 210. If we can make it happen, we definitely got enough rock spread out where I got some pretty good traction and pretty good runway. I think what we're gonna do for now is try to nose this material off we just ripped. See how far down the hill that gets us. I think I'll be able to come in here and rip this going uphill if I need to. I'd like to get this bank to where it's somewhat to where I could possibly mow it with the skid steer or the tractor one day instead of having to do everything with the 120 and the excavators you guys seen in previous videos. So let's corner bit a little bit of this out of there, see what that looks like. I'm liking what we're seeing. We're making good progress. Guys, this seems to be working. I know that's extremely rough, but you kind of see that slope we got working our way down through there. Got a little bit of a hard spot right there underneath the dozer we need to get. But the one thing that's kind of standing in our way right now is we got this little knot of rock kind of sticking out right here. Hopefully I can back up there with the ripper a few times, get it broke up. It looks like it's gonna break up if we can get a hold of it, and that should give us you can see how well this is layers. If you kind of get that ripper into layers, you can really do some good. So if we can get that busted out of there, I think we'll commit to getting the track hoe out of here, and we'll just start bringing this down off the hill like so and working our way on down the hill. And we got plenty of material right here. It's working out really good because we got a little bit of clay and a little bit of fine stuff up on top. If I can get this ripped up, I can kind of roll the two together. And whenever all that dries out down through there, that is going to be one awesome road base. So, all right, let's see if we can get this knot ripped up. actually ripping up very nicely, guys. I'm gonna push a little bit of this material uphill. We got a little spot up here we need to build up. I want to make sure I get some good material up there before we get too far away from it. Haven't experienced running the dozer on drop, you're just not living. It is so much fun. Well, guys, it's kind of starting to look like something here again. I wanted to make sure I get plenty of material pushed up here. We can kind of slope this road back that way. There's a little bit of a ditch down through here we need to clean out a little bit, and probably need to get a pipe or something when we get this water down over the hill into that ditch there. Then if we kind of come down here and turn the corner, this trail here kind of goes on around over to where Mom and Dad were going to build, and eventually ends up in my brother's house. So we need to put something in there where he can get across it with at least a side-by-side or something. This down through here is looking really good as well. Got a good pitch this way. I need to rip a little bit more rock out of that inside ditch right there. We're wanting to keep the water off the road, pitch to the inside. And once we get down there around the corner, there's actually another ditch down there. But what I think we can determine at this point is if we just shave that hill off, kind of like what we're doing right here, we can mix all those materials together and should give us enough material to do what we need to do once we get down there to the bottom. So I think we're going to move the traco up out of the way, come in about where the Ranger's at right there, and just start carrying ourselves down through the hill, mixing all that material together, and then we'll carry this on down around the corner. Once we get this road built up all the way down to the bottom, then we'll come back in and kind of start working on our ditches and our waterways and everything, because that's going to be the key to the longevity of making sure this thing stays put, is getting this water where it needs to be. Fortunately, I didn't box myself in. We got another way out of here. Just got a bunch of random piles of dirt and stuff we need to deal with while we're up here as well. Make it so much easier to mow and maintain. Once all that is gone, I don't know if we'll have time to get to it or not, but hopefully we can. Come on, baby. Oh, there we go. Amazing how much water comes out of this hill. Everything's still squishy. We've got almost 4 inches of rain the last 3 days, so. Made it. Progress, progress. That's the name of the game. This is working out pretty well. Kind of taking some of that clay off the top, mixing it with some of this rock down below. It turns into a really nice mixture. It should hold really well on this hillside and provide the base we need to make this a somewhat usable road. I mean, all it's ever going to be for now is just an access road from the top of the hill to the bottom of the hill. It's never going to be a permanent driveway of any sort. At least that's not the intentions of it right now. But it's coming along well, guys. You can see how I kind of got everything banked back this way. We're about 2/3 of the way down the hill. That last third is not going to need as much dirt, but it's still going to need some to keep her banked in there just right. I think once I'm done, I'll probably come back with a track hoe and clean this edge up. We may stick some of those rocks right there along the edge. I can't do too much because if you guys watch the videos of mowing all this, I need to be able to walk out 120 right down the edge. So we have to be a little bit cautious about what we do, but we'll find a way to polish her up. But you guys kind of see the system. I'm gonna throw you guys up on time lapse here a little bit, and we're gonna get this little knot of material we got left here, hopefully get it moved down there, and then once we get that done, we'll have to kind of get a plan on getting some ditches and some culverts and stuff in. So hopefully this thing will maintain itself for a long time. guys. It's been a long time we've been waiting to see this road even look somewhat close to this, and pretty incredible seeing it officially roughed in is what we're going to call it. I couldn't help but thinking the whole time I was working on that how long it would have took to accomplish that with the old D69U. We put about 8 hours on the 850 and about 2 hours on the 210 today, and quite the accomplishment. It would have been days with the old D69U, and on top of that, I don't even know if we even could have did it. I don't think I had enough weight, even if I had rippers on it, to get through that rock over there. But yeah, it's definitely nice having the right equipment for the job. Let's put it that way. But it looks absolutely incredible down through there. We're pretty much 16 feet wide, top to bottom. I'll show you here in a little bit. We'll go down to the bottom. The whole road is sloping to the inside. That inside right there, it's got a little bit of fluff on it right now, but it's pretty much solid rock, so no concerns about erosion there whatsoever. That hillside is nice and sloped. I don't know if it's going to grow much. It's pretty much all rock. I don't want to push out a little bit of clay on top of it because it'll just slide off. Hopefully we'll get some time before the dozer's got to go out of here, and we'll just kind of round that knoll off there a little bit, make it a little easier to mow and maintain in the future. I'm hoping I get a little time to work on my benches I use to mow all the hillside here. But equipment availability and time are two things that rarely ever line up. That's what makes this job a little bit unique here today. At some point, we need to make sure this ditch here continues on and goes over the hill that direction. We may dig this out a little bit, throw a culvert pipe in here. That way my brother can still get in and out of his path that goes on around the hill there. But hopefully we got this built up. This road actually, after Jerry got done with it, it held up pretty well for several years until this ditch jumped. It pretty much catches all the water from here up to the road, which is a bunch. This ditch down through here, I'll show you when we get down a little farther, don't catch near as much water. It'll pretty much self-police or self-maintain itself as long as this upper ditch behaves. So we need to make sure we get this addressed. But let me take you on a little trip down the hill, give you a little tour, and then we're going to wrap this one up. Show you a little view from about halfway down. It looks steeper looking down back up than what it does from the top looking down, but it's still not bad at all. This is something we could definitely rock and use as a primary road one day if we want to. But I mentioned in the previous video several times that old rock ledge is across here. I misspoke earlier and said it was down here. This is actually it right here. This used to be about a 10 or 15 foot drop off way back in the day. And it actually continues on out underneath the road. It does stop where it comes out this side of the hill, but this was kind of our pivot point here. I did not try to dig it with the 210 or rip it with the 850, but we did have a bigger machine up here once before trying to rip it out, and it was about as far as it could go. But it's definitely down far enough to where we can kind of maintain that transition on down through there, and then it kind of wraps around. So it's hard for you guys to see on the camera, but this hill kind of comes up steep, levels off a little bit, then it goes up steep, levels off, and it jets up. And the whole thought process behind that is it kind of helps you rebuild your momentum before you hit the next steep section instead of just continue to climb. So all right, on down to the bottom we go. This is probably the narrowest part of the road right here. We got a big limestone rock that jumps out right there, and it is 100% solid. And we got a decent tree right here that we could take out, but it's not necessary unless we absolutely need to. So we kind of finagled between the two of them. So this is a little better view of how that is all sloped this way, which is going to be crucial for maintaining this. So that water should run right down through here. And what I need to walk the excavator down here and make happen is there's actually a ditch right there. I need to get that water just to continue to keep going straight, drop off on that ditch, and that'll protect this little area right here, which is where we officially dump out into the field down here. So what's the future hold for this road? I don't know. I'd really like to be able to get at least one more good day working on it, and make sure we get these ditches addressed, and just make sure if it goes another 5 or 6 years before I get time to work on it, it's still in pretty good shape. Once you get down here, it's kind of the road to nowhere where the corn stops and the beans start right there. That is actually our property line, and I got a 30-foot easement all the way out to the highway, so we could put a culvert across that and head out to the highway. There's actually a culvert out there by that telephone pole. The other option is right there is the grain bin facility and the barn. We could head right down along the woods, and then we actually got a driveway that goes down the other side of the property over there. But I'm in no hurry to get a second entrance into here. We do use this occasionally when the water comes up to still access our camp over there, so it's nice to be able to get equipment up and down through here in a semi if we absolutely had to. But for the most part, it's just access from top to bottom. But that's gonna be a wrap on this one, guys. Pretty cool seeing this done. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, big old thumbs up. Want to make sure you don't miss out on what's coming up next. Consider subscribing. Let me catch you on the next one. Later.